Hi everybody, I thought I would give you a tour of my art room that's in the basement. So it's not 100% complete, and at this point it's not going to be because I know I've mentioned many times that I'm moving into the garage. That's not happening until next year sometime, but yeah, so I'm not going to put any more work into this room. And we had always planned, well, at least my husband did anyways, the idea was this was my temporary art space and that I would be moving into the garage, and then this would become a spare bedroom. That was always in his head, because I guess he knows me better than I know myself. I thought I would be fine downstairs if, like, because I mean this room has 3 windows. There's one there and one down there and then one right there. So I thought if I, painted it white, made it bright, I painted a mural, I thought I would be fine. Like, I didn't think it would bother me at all. But nope, it bothers me. I don't know, I can't make it in a basement. And it doesn't help that where we live and our view is absolutely amazing. And it kills me to come downstairs and not be able to see it. So one day I will take another video where I will show you where the art room is going, and you will completely understand my reasons for wanting to move upstairs. And also, I know I'm still fairly young, but I am getting older and will continue to do so. So it would be nice for my art room to be on the main level and not have to do all the stairs. Because this girl has a bit of a bum knee, and that's not going to get any better as I get older. And I have a tendency to fall downstairs. I haven't done it in years now, but you don't want to attempt that as you get older, because I don't bounce as well as I used to. So I don't want to give that a go again. Okay, so I'm just using my hand to hold the video camera. So I already shot a lot of this once, but I was moving so much that, I don't know, I have to figure out another way to do it so I don't make you guys sick. So I thought I can stop, get into place, and then start recording again, so the less I have to move, the better it will be for you guys. Okay, so I can't get a full view. Actually, let me move to another spot, and then I will come back here to start. Okay, this gives you a little bit, this is as far back as I can go. This is, okay, there's the floor, and there's the ceiling. This is a unit that my husband built at the old house. And it had another part, like this last vertical piece right here, that used to be up on top of this middle section. And then this was higher on the ends. But, the basement is lower than what it was where I was in the last house, so we had to cut part of it off to make it fit down here. Okay, now I'm going to go back. So I'm going to tell you what is in the areas now, and probably in another video maybe, or maybe it'll be in this one, I'll tell you that what I struggle with and how I would like different storage organization for some things, and then what I really love and works. But I thought if I give you a tour now and you see what it is I have to work with, you may come up with better storage ideas for me. Or like, how to move things around so it works better. Because you guys can be very helpful that way. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep steady. Along that top shelf, we have some foam stamps in the containers, and there's also some art journals. And then on the second shelf there's more art journals, and it's ones that haven't been used yet. Being with Dilutions, like with Ranger, I have quite a few albums because I love them and I love working in them for Dilutions and non-dilution stuff. They are my go-to journals. So on the next shelves there's alcohol inks, and then that black container just has some mediums that I don't know, maybe one day I'll finally use, but I don't think about them. Then there's a container of picket fence, I think it's called paper glaze, and I don't tend to use that either. They're very beautiful actually. Like, again, there's a lot of stuff I have, I just don't think to use it. Then that last container is, I mean, really, I could throw it out because I'm 99% sure I'm never going to use it. And that is full of sprays. Like, if I'm going to use sprays at this point, it's going to be Dilutions or Tim's. And these are old ones. They're Tattered Angels and Heidi Swap. And then there's the Malibu ones I probably would use because they're acrylic. But all the rest, I think they can go. So then there's that little thin shelf that just, basically it's a drop zone. So there's just some books and papers there. So all these shelves are adjustable except for this one here. That's a fixed shelf. But the side of the units have all these holes in it, so you can adjust where the pegs are and move the shelves to where you want. Now I'm going to come in again so I can show you. At my last place, this was close to my desk, so my silhouette lived on this roller tray, which we designed for this purpose, and it was amazing. But now, my desk, the computer is all the way down there, so that does not work. So I could take this out and just have it as a shelf, or if you can think of another great use for it, like keep it like as this, I mean, let me know. Okay, so then we have drawers. This one is just, you know, silhouette stuff, and then this box of clay got put here for some reason. You know, because the silhouette used to be right there. This one's just mostly notebooks. And then these are just some art pieces that I've thrown there because I didn't want them getting damaged. This thing is great. So this is storage for 12 by 12 paper, and then on the side it has the 6 by 6. So scrapbooking paper from my days of scrapbooking, and I have thrown out a lot, and a lot of this is plain cardstock, but then there's also paper packs that I can't part with. And this is, I know I'm not the only one that's like this. Okay, hold on. I love Alice in Wonderland. And I remember this paper pack came out, and I had to have it because it was Alice in Wonderland and I loved it. But I loved it so much that I couldn't bear to cut into it. So however many years later, it has not been touched. 2010. Can you see that? So people, don't do as I do. If you have something and you love it, use it. Because otherwise, time goes by It's no longer your thing. It's no longer something you do. And it didn't get used. And now it's just wasted. This drawer, oh, more popsicle sticks. I needed some. I had some in my island, but my husband used them all for doing epoxy in his woodworking. Just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. I think it's light bulbs. Yep. The wax seal stuff that I don't tend to do. Just, again, miscellaneous wax paper, press and seal, envelopes. This is where I keep all my cords and stuff. Tip, label them. Label your cords so you know what they're for, because half of these I don't know what they're for. Canvas boards, big roll of foam tape. Some artwork that I stashed away again. Labels and stuff for printing. Foam and stuff for, is it macrame? Is that what it's called? I think so. And adhesives. So that's all fine. Some of it could probably be condensed, some of it could go away, but those are fine. So now this center unit, the way this was designed was originally like the outer portions and all the drawers. The top part was, it was going to have doors, and these were going to have drawer fronts, which they still can, because that was the plan. But once my husband put it in place, I kind of liked having it all open and easy to get at and stuff. So I don't know if I want to put doors on them. It would look neater and cleaner and more polished, but I don't know. I kind of like being able to see everything. So yeah, so the two sides and the whole bottom was going to have doors. And then this middle section, which is beautiful walnut wood, was going to be my pretty spot. So it could have like finished stuff and also have stuff that I use but that I store in pretty ways. Like for example, this here, I have gelatos in it. And then that bowl there, I have oil pastels. So, and this pretty dish up here, I have gel pens. So it could be pretty storage. Things that look nice and on display, but are also useful. But I haven't done that. I had it that way at the old house, but I have not done that here. So right now, it's just like, things have just been basically thrown there. Things that don't have a home or that I want easy access to. But it is not organized in any way. So also you'll notice these here, this is all fixed, nothing's adjustable here. But there's this space. And so my husband made these trays. And you can fit 2 trays on top of each other in this little spot. So this drawer is like extra pens and stuff. This one, it used to be all kinds of like embellishments and stuff, but I've thrown out a lot that I didn't use. So now I have Tim Holtz paper dolls, which I don't use. Not that I don't like it, it's just not my thing. I don't tend to use it. I have paints, like Jelly Arts sent me paints. Can't remember who I was with when Jelly Arts sent me something. Probably Art Foamies maybe, I'm not sure. So that's another thing too. I have a lot of stuff because I've worked with a lot of companies. So don't go thinking, you know, I have endless amounts of money and can buy all this stuff. A lot of this stuff, you know, I didn't have to pay for. So, but I am a bit spoiled too. There's a bit of both, but I don't buy a whole lot. Not anymore. In my scrapbooking days, yeah, I bought everything. But since doing art stuff, I don't purchase a whole lot. So we have inks and these beautiful paints that I just had to have because they're so gorgeous. And I don't use them. So maybe in the new art space, maybe I need to have that out somewhere where I think to use it. So by me saying these things, maybe you will think of something. These are stickers that I have not been able to bring myself to part with. These, I'm pretty sure I could. I think I could toss these out, no problem. But then these, the thickers, I had an obsession with these when I scrapbooked. And I love them. And I'm thinking, I could still use those. Like in art journals and, you know, stuff. I'm sure I could still use it. Then this little section, it's just a cubby. There's no drawer slides or anything in there. And I keep like files, folders that I like to use for making mini albums and stuff. And there's some clay and palettes. And those clear containers, I don't know if you can see them towards the back. Those are full of embellishments. Like, remember days of having those wood veneer things, like hearts and birds and bicycles on all different shapes and stuff. Yeah, there's a container full of that too. So this drawer, it became empty because I got rid of some stuff. And then I had the idea to put more recent Dilution stuff in there. So when I'm sent her releases, I can get it off my work surface but have a dedicated spot for the new stuff. So when I need to make something, then it's all, you know, in one spot, like the newest stuff. This, when I dwindled down a lot of my paper and ephemera and stuff, this is what I was left with that I could not bring myself to throw out. But a lot of it I probably won't use. But then some stuff I think I can. Like when making mini journals and stuff. The tags I will definitely use. And there's Diane's large tags back there. Just leftover stuff that I couldn't bring myself to throw out, which I probably should. Like these are Hottie Swap, they're like plastic letters. And the white ones are as well. And then these shapes, which are like stars and hearts and stuff. Pretty much everything in this one could be thrown out if I could bring myself to do it. Chipboard stuff. Back again in my scrapbooking days, like chipboard albums that, you know, I wanted to do, but I never did get around to it. And there's some acrylic ones as well that I never did do anything with. Stuff for making albums. Deco foil. This, I know I could get rid of all that. Wax thread, which I use for making mini albums. And then this is just wood and stuff. Because sometimes I just make stuff. That's the worst part. Like, having so many hobbies, that is how you accumulate so much stuff as well. So, just more. It's a painting I recently did. I was just in the mood for painting something fun. So, I designed a Queen of Hearts play card and painted it. This drawer is full of punches. I had more, but I got rid of a lot. I kept mostly just the border ones because they can look nice in mini albums and stuff. And then basic shapes that I could see myself still using. Like circle punches. Whenever I found a different size circle punch, I would get it because I am awful at cutting out circles. And then there's just some other ones that I love. Like I have a star and a heart and a flag and stuff like that. This was customized for this exact thing. And that is a pull-out with my Vagabond, which I don't tend to use because I don't tend to die cut. But I don't know if I'll get back into it or not. So it has that so I can use the machine. And then this stores the really long dies in that tool. And then this stores the big dies. Which this is all I have for large dies. And then Tim Holtz, the thinner ones are back here. And then we have embossing folders and some other thin dies that I love. Again, I just don't tend to do it, but I love them. Some extra small stencils and some more steel dies. And these bottom two drawers are just old papers and books. Okay, so now this last section, the top, I can't remember what I used to have there. I think I used to have the 12 by 12 containers. But I wanted like, and this is what I want for the new space, is a bookshelf that I can put all my books and art journals all together. And I like it at eye level because I had it, hold on, I'm going to swing you around. I had it on this one, but where it's low, it's like I don't see it. I don't notice it. I need it more eye level. So my new space, I would like to have a bookshelf. Then there's containers that, they're all from the dollar store, but they're wonderful. These I was storing collage shapes in, like from magazines. Like these will have animals, and then I would have another one for like heads and arms and stuff. You know, just sorting. Then this I have, I have one for good acrylic paint brushes and one for watercolor brushes. And then I just made this little tiny shelf that holds paper trimmer, Tim Holtz's stamp platform, and a scoreboard. This drawer is the best, and it was like one of the requests when designing this unit, is that it had to have a drawer, and I even selected like what height I wanted it and how it would function. So it's a pull-out that has dividers in here, so I can store my most used stamps. So of course I have 2 rows of dilutions, and then, well, I've also put some of this dilution stuff in here as well, like the die cuts and stuff. And then I have our clear stamps, and then I have a little Dina section and a Tim section. But Diane has been taking over more and more. So I love this drawer. I love it. This one is for washi tape. I used to store it in my island, but I don't use it, and it looks so pretty the way I had it done as well, but I don't tend to use it a lot anymore, so I didn't want to give it that prime space. And this way, I mean, it's still really easily accessible. I have wooden stamps. This is something I have dwindled down as well. I tossed a lot. And when I say tossed, I don't mean garbage, you know, gave away or donated or whatever. This, I'm sure, could be dwindled down even further. This is another favorite drawer. It doesn't look pretty, but this is another way of storing something that works for me. These are my stencils, and this is my favorite way. Like, I've tried many ways of storing stencils, and this is my favorite. It's just a drawer that was made to fit this filing frame that you can buy, and file folders, and then just, you know, I have Dina's stencils, then Diane's small stencils, Diane's large, and then I have like Stencil Girl, Joggles, Carabelle, and then Crafters Workshop. Because, you know, I used to be with Crafters Workshop as well, so for many years. So I have tons of their stencils. But I love having stencils stored that way. Then this is another big drawer, and this is all my gel plates from being with Gel Press. So these are my larger gel plates, and then I store my smaller ones in the Ranger tins, which I love storing them that way. It makes it easier because you can put more than one in the tin, so, you know, then there's less individual containers, but still a lot. Here, some Tim Holtz tissue paper and stuff, and then alphabet wooden stamps are under here as well. Oop. I can't part with these because I do tend to pull these out and use them. And then I don't remember what used to be in here, but when I was with Carabelle, I devoted a drawer to them so I could have all the stamps and stencils in one place. It just made it easier when you have to make something for them. This drawer, I think this was always a stamp drawer, and I'm thinking this was always a stamp drawer as well, but I got rid of a lot of my stamps because I don't scrapbook anymore, I don't make cards, so a lot of them I just didn't need anymore because they were never going to get used. So these are ones that I couldn't part with. And I also have some canvases in there. And this is kind of almost like a junk drawer with just homemade foam stamps and stuff in there. And, you know, bubble wrap, because you use that with gel printing as well. So this is the top section that used to be on the unit that we had to take off to fit in the basement. So I just have the 12 by 12 containers behind those canvases, some more containers, and a lot of just paper pads. That's another thing, like, this works, but paper pads are another thing that I have a hard time storing. I think this is the best thing. I mean, what else can you do with them, really? So the wall on the side of my desk here, I just have a cork board, and I can't remember if that was homemade. I don't know. I can't remember if we made that or if I bought it. And then the calendar, which, you know, as you can see, I don't tend to use because I haven't changed it since April. And a magnetic board. The whole idea was to write down projects that I had to do and stuff, and I haven't been doing that either. I have this rolling cart. This is where I tend to store the journals that I am working in. I don't know. I don't think I love this. I think ideally, like I said, I would have a bookshelf and I would keep all my books and journals there. I don't know what I would use the cart for. I love these rolling carts, but I find the top tray is what you use, and then the other two trays become a pain in the ass. So I'm not sure how I would use it in the new art space, but I love them at the same time. So here is my messy desk, and it is always messy. This is actually, this area right here is a little tidy compared to how it can get. And there is no need for this to be this way. The whole design of this desk was that this was a computer section where I would edit videos and, you know, more of the businessy side of art. And then the actual arting end is down there. So this should not have all of this stuff down here. That should be a no-no. But I don't listen. Not even to myself. So, you know. So the top drawer is just like office stuff, like pens and highlighters and push pins, clips, rulers, scissors, stuff like that. Halls for when I get a sore throat, Tums for heartburn. You know, your necessities. And this is just notebooks and stuff. Label maker. And then the bottom one is a filing drawer. This middle section, I wanted the top, like the part where the printer and stuff is, I didn't want it on the desk, because that just takes up space, like, you know, because apparently I need all this surface to lay stuff down and make a mess. But I wanted to be able to access the printer and scanner easily, because, I mean, this would be useless if this could not pull out. And it would be better if I didn't lay things on top of it. But, you know, it's a flat surface, so things get laid on top. But there's my scanner and my printer, and then some printer paper behind. That's just like your regular, you know, cheap printer paper in that tray. And then the drawer below it, I store printer paper, and then there's also some photo paper, which, since I have it out, I will put that back where it belongs. And then this one is just like notebooks and stuff. This is, I started a reading journal. So I'm taking note of the books I read and what I think of them and stuff. So that's just something new I started. And just more notebooks and stuff, like nothing special. Same with that one. I think that one's actually almost empty. So down there is the same idea. The top drawer is just, you know, things that you like to have on hand. Since that's the art space, it'll have like tape runners, scissors, ruler, and then the next one is just like dialogues and notebooks and stuff, and then the bottom one is another filing drawer. Because I thought I could sort like gel printed papers down on that end, and then the computer end is more for like the business side of it, like stuff you need for your taxes and all that stuff. So then the top of my desk, it's a mess, but I have Tim Holtz, the, I don't know what it's called, but whatever that thing is that he came out with, that glass work surface thing. And it actually does work. Like when I'm actually making something and working on something, I do tend to just have what I'm working on that one, and then just the area around it becomes the mess. But I haven't been working down in this space for a while, so it's just everything's there. And I don't think you ever got a look. Hold on, I'm going to push myself out. I don't think you ever got a look at the full mural that I painted. So I'll show you the best I can. This is my favorite section, I think. These two flowers here. I love those. And then the mushrooms gave me much grief. Those went through many lives, many changes. And the little bumblebee sleeping on the mushroom. I did like a little house and like a clothesline. I like this mushroom. This one didn't give me grief. Just those two down there did. Then I did a monarch. And then my tall bird with the stripy legs. Then there's a little pond with some more mushrooms and a little house. And a paper boat, which I absolutely love. I love how that one turned out. And then, let me move this a little. But I have a sleeping cat. I like him too. I'm going to be sad to not have my mural anymore. And no, I'm not going to paint a mural in the new space, because I think I'm going to need all the walls for storage and stuff. And once you put a mural on the wall, you don't want to cover it up. So when I designed this little part, I did it so the vase looked like it was sitting on the desk. And then I have a quote, but the monitor ended up, you know, going in front of it. But it says, "Art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life." But it doesn't get rid of my dust. So I have shelves under the windows so I could put plants. I have 3 cats and I love plants. So I can't put plants just anywhere upstairs because they will chew them. They are all bad for that. So my new art space, I want somewhere where I can put lots of plants as well. And it is a basement, so, you know, I can't put just any plant down here. But this one used to be upstairs, and it wasn't doing well. And I brought it down here, and it is loving it. This one as well. Like, I've never had a plant that actual flowers. Like, usually when a plant flowers, it's because you are doing a good job taking care of it. And this one, well, the flowers are dying now because they've had their time. But this one actually grew little flowers, so I was pretty proud. This one is the little pea-like one. An adorable cactus. Love it. I have this plant as well, which I don't usually do well with. I don't know its proper name, but I've always called them prayer plants because at night the leaves come up, you know, like they're praying. But I just recently got this one and it is doing so well, so I am not moving it. I'm afraid when I get my new art space that it won't do well anymore because it is so full and it is doing so good. I want it to continue. I have a clipping of a plant that I stuck in a pot and it has taken, but it's not very big. And this is what it came from. This is a fishbone cactus. I love this plant. Love it. This one used to be upstairs as well, but it was dying. It did not like it up there. The leaves would, I had it at the old house as well, and it was not doing well. The leaves would get very thin. Like these are like, it's not rubbery, but they're thick leaves and they feel really cool. And upstairs it would just get really thin and didn't have that plump feel. So it did not like it upstairs, but down here is getting all kinds of new growth. So it loves this spot, so I have not moved it. Again, afraid for when my art room goes upstairs that it won't like it. But I love that plant. And I just got this one yesterday. I know this is an art room tour, not a plant tour, but I love plants too. Got that one, and then I got this monstera yesterday as well. And aren't these cute? That's a dead plant. I gave up on it and I just let it go. These little faces, like you put pots in there. But they're so cute. Okay, I was going to show you something else, but I'm thinking, and tell me if you're interested. I'll just focus on these flowers while I'm talking to you. I was thinking of once a week or once every 2 weeks of doing a video what I'm up to. Because a lot of times I don't have finished things to show you, but I may be working on a multitude of things. So it may not be interesting like to show you one thing in one video, but if I did one video just catching you up on what it is I'm doing, then, you know, I could tell you what I'm up to. I am actually doing something, I just don't have anything finished. And I could show you little things like, remember I told you I was reading a book and that I'm taking notes and doodling as I go. So I could like show you that. And then like the reading journal. And like I didn't do a video on the process of making this journal, but I did make this journal. So I could just show you little things like that, but all in one video. So let me know if that would interest you. Okay, on this wall, my husband made this for the Tim Holtz ink pads. I don't have enough space for all of them, so I could use one more. And I don't think, like, I haven't been purchasing any more because I feel like I have enough colors. I really don't, for as much as I use it, like I love them, but I don't use it a lot, so I don't feel like I need any more. I have enough to do whatever it is I would want to do. So maybe if I just had one more tray, I could store them all and then that would be it. I don't have to worry about needing more space. So this chair doesn't belong in here. It's an old chair I got on Facebook Marketplace. I actually have 2 of them, but I want to recover them. I'm in love with caning. So my idea is I'm probably going to leave the wood as is, but change the fabric. So anyway, yeah. See, I have lots of things that I like to do. This shelf at the old house was actually in our basement bathroom, but I just stuck it in here for more storage. It's containers with stuff in it from, like, you know, for doing collage and stuff. And I have some paintings that I've started and not finished. This thing here, that is one of these taken apart Frankenstein into this thing. So the 3 trays are up along top, which I love and use. And then, hold on, I'm going to move the painting because it'll fall. So then the sides, we have these trays for storing stuff, which is fantastic, but I don't tend to use the trays. But I love having it put out like that, like the 3 on the top, because that's where I put all the paint that I use all the time. So this works wonderfully. I used to have it stored with them like 3. But that, like I said, like, you want everything easy to get at, and the other 2 trays just become a pain. So, but I'm finding, I love the idea of these trays, and they're wonderful, but I don't like it in this unit. So, I don't know. Maybe it would be a good idea for all those to be just flat and not have trays in there, and just be shelves, and then I could put my paper pads in there. And they could be stored flat, because you don't need to be getting at them all the time, but, you know, then they're stored. Between my husband and I, we make up things, and we figure things out. It is great having a husband that can do that stuff. Okay, here we have my island. This is my absolute favorite thing that my husband has made for me. Like, I love so many things that he's made for me, but this is my absolute, it'll be my cherished piece forever. It was probably the first really big thing he's made for me too, so maybe, I don't know if that's why, or if it's because it's like a both of us project, like he made it and I painted it. I don't know, but I just absolutely love this piece. So it's an island with many drawers on both sides. This side, the drawers are not as deep. And like I said, I painted it so it has this distressed look. And I hand painted every single knob on the drawers. Every single one. And it was tedious, but I absolutely love it, and it was worth it. So this side, I find it's things that I don't go to as often. So I work on the other side of the island, so my more go-to items are on that side. And this side, I have things that, some of it I could probably get rid of, like these embossing powders. I don't know when I'll use those again. And I have glitter, and I hate glitter. Absolutely hate it. I don't know why I have it, but I have it. Ink pads, because I used to use it a lot, you know, when I scrapbooked. I was looking for that. Actually, I'm going to take that out because I won't remember that that's where it was. Ribbon and twine, again from scrapbooking days. The heater's going to get in the way. This is another thing about being in the basement. It gets really cold all year round. These are actually extras that I have, like I accidentally got sent to. I think the stamp set, I had bought one and then I was sent one from Ranger or something like that. And the stencils, I think it was when I was with Gel Press and the company sent us stuff, but I already had it or something. So I could do like giveaways for that stuff. Not sure what's in here. I think it's more like jewelry stuff. And resin and molds. This is more clay and stuff. Ribbons and twine, buttons. My iPad, the old melting pot, and some circle tools, and this old thing. I don't know if you remember this thing. Making memories. You put those and you put paper in them, and then you squish it. Yeah, that tool. This one has like eyelets and brads and stuff in it, which I won't get rid of because I actually do pull out them sometimes, especially like making mini journals and stuff like that. So I don't use it a lot, but I do use it. Miscellaneous. That old stapler that has the wide staples, again from scrapbooking days. And then the little tiny making memories one. One of these old label makers. And this attacher thingy. Old stuff. Sticker maker back there. There we go. So, by rights, the whole idea of having all this storage is that nothing should have to be on top of my island. Except for when I'm working on something. Should be the idea. But I am very bad at doing that. So, this is my use side. So I have like pens, bone folders, like just odds and ends of all kinds of stuff that I use. Like knives and, you know, just a bunch of stuff. This is my Timmy drawer. So pretty. All the sprays. And again, I'm not buying any more because I don't use it a whole lot. I go through phases. So I won't be buying any more, so I don't need to expand my storage for these. I have a little bit of Tim Holtz Distress Paint, and then the refills are back there for the ink pads. And then I have some Ranger ink pads. It's just some, you know, little stuff like texture paste and all that stuff. Again, this is pretty much all Ranger in here. And this one has like gel medium, gesso, and, you know, stuff like that. And then the bottom drawer is kind of like a junk drawer. Which it doesn't have to stay a junk drawer. Like, it could be used for, you know, a specific purpose if you can think of anything. This one I tend to put the Diane journaling blocks and the cutting mats and my scissors. Again, more of the go-to stuff like glue, tape runners. This is my Diane drawer. It actually used to look prettier when her paints were in jars. It used to look so pretty because it would have the paint jar and then the sprays, and it just looks so pretty and organized. This one I have Brusho, which I have a love-hate relationship with. Some Distress Archival ink pads, baby wipes, makeup sponges, because I like to use that for stenciling, and then the foam parts that go on the ink blender tools for the distress stuff. Junk drawer, and another junk drawer. Oh, I guess I could show you the knobs that I painted on this one as well. I just love these knobs. So that is my island. Okay, so this mess, this used to be, for the longest time, the only storage I had were these units from Michaels. I would get some whenever they would go on sale. I don't even know if they do these anymore. But this is where I used to store all my dies and stuff like that. So a lot of these drawers are actually empty now, and some of them have, it's more sewing stuff. So that was my idea for this. Like, if I have a sewing area, then I could put all my fabrics and threads and stuff and organize it in this. And this can be rearranged in different ways. And I don't have to use them all, or it can be one tall tower. You know, it can be reconfigured to work however I want it to work. Right now I store the fabric just folded and put in these little cubbies. And then other stuff gets put there that I'm working on. And that's the other window I have in this room. But it doesn't have a great view because the front step is right there to the house. And my easel. And this is a unit that my husband recently built. And it is on wheels as well. This island's on wheels too. But the idea of this one was so my island could be free and not have stuff on it. So that this could be where I lay things down. And then when I'm done, put it away. So you see how well that's working. See how good I am at putting it away. So it just has all these cubbies. They're not adjustable and they're open so things can be stored there. That's all my collage suit books. Which this is great. I just had to learn to put things away. And then that's the other side. This is, at the old house I had a different desk, and this was made to go on the end of one desk. So this is where my printer used to be, and right now I have my paper cutter on it. And then it's just a couple drawers. And then here it is open because the paper shredder used to be there. So it was made for my old space. So right now it's just a freestanding unit that I put my sewing machine on. And I did a small little art gallery wall. 3 of the pieces are mine, like things I did. The candy, this girl, and that flower are by me. And then the others is art that I printed. And that is it. That is my art room. Oh, and the way I film, I have the camera tripod hooked up to the ceiling. And so then my camera shows like face down on my island. And then one thing we did for here was put an outlet in the ceiling, which is fantastic because then I can leave my camera plugged in and not worry about the battery dying. And I also have this little outlet thing too on the side of my island. But that has to be like plugged in somewhere. So it's not it's a power bar. So I think that's it. So can't remember what comments I made. Like I said, I may do another video asking questions about storage ideas for certain things and telling you what works and what doesn't work. And then I will also at some point show you where I will be going. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's long overdue showing you my art space. People have been asking to see the mural, and I've been awful and haven't shown it. So this is it. Thanks for any input that you have and any suggestions for the next space. Till next time, bye.